Well, good afternoon or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report with Gary Patterson and I. And we have got so much to talk about.
It's great to live in Boston.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Or as Liz McDonald says in the morning on Fox Financial, it's a great time to be alive.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with Gary and I making our fearless picks for the pro football games this weekend. And we haven't been doing this because it hasn't really fallen into place as far as the timing of the show. But right now, Gary's record, and we use the spreads. Yeah. Gary has got 38 wins and 43 losses. I have 44 wins and 37 losses. Now, Gary, we also have a category called our best bet.
Yes.
Gary is 4-1. I'm 5 and zip.
Still holding that 5-0, huh?
5-0.
Undefeated on the pick of the week.
Folks, for you folks that want to wager a few bucks,
listen to him.
Get your pens and pencils ready because here comes the picks.
Okay.
All right. Home, Carolina. 3 over Philadelphia.
I'll take Philadelphia.
Yeah, you and me both.
So we get +3 at Carolina. All righty. I'm in. Eagles look good.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz looks like the real deal.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
okay.
Well, we'll get into it later on.
All right.
But Cam Newton is no Rhodes Scholar.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He made a mess out of things, but we'll talk about that later.
Whole nother subject. Okay.
At home in Houston, they're 10-point favorites against the Cleveland Browns.
I'll take Houston.
Yeah, I have to take Houston, too.
Cleveland's pathetic. So it's Houston -10 against Cleveland. Okay.
Now, home in Atlanta, they're 11.5 over Miami.
11.5 over Miami?
Yeah.
I hate to do it. I'm telling you, I hate to do it. I'm taking Miami. I hate taking Miami. It's part of the reason I have a losing record. But I'm getting how many? 11.5?
11.5. I'm going with Atlanta. And I hate Atlanta.
I do too. I don't like either one of them.
Well, you know what the only reason I'm doing that is it's in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Well, 11.5 sounds like so much, but when I'm sitting here Sunday night and Atlanta wins 31-10,
especially when they bolt off to something like 17 and nothing in the first quarter, you know.
Right.
Then the rest of the game is a walk in the park. Home.
Yes.
New Orleans, 5 over Detroit.
New Orleans, they have no turnovers, I heard today. They have no turnovers yet.
No turnovers?
Yeah, it's an amazing stat.
Wow.
So they're at home 5 over Detroit.
Yeah. Detroit has not played badly.
No. They're a good team waiting to happen.
I think you're right, yeah.
So I'm going to take Detroit. I'm going to get sucked into this again.
Well, I'm going with New Orleans again.
+5. It's 5, you said?
Yep.
At New Orleans. It's a mistake because I think I've lost on New Orleans all year. So I should be taking New
I've
Orleans.
been playing New Orleans too, and that's worked out all right.
I think they've covered.
Now we'll get into a couple of really sticky wickets here.
Okay.
Green Bay on the road, 3.5 favorite over Minnesota.
I'll take Green Bay.
I'm taking Green Bay too.
-3.5?
Yep.
-3.5 at Minnesota. Okay.
Home, Baltimore, 6.5 over Chicago.
I'll take Baltimore.
Yeah, Chicago is a hapless case. I'm taking Baltimore also. Now, down in our nation's capital, a hotbed of inactivity,
Yes.
we have at home Washington 9.5 over San Francisco.
I got to take Washington.
Yep, me too. Boy, I'm telling you, I hate this because we're playing favorites here.
It's 9.5 over.
You know,
San
half the
Francisco.
time the other side of the equation wins.
Yes, indeed.
Home, Jacksonville, 3 over the LA Rams.
I'm going to take Jacksonville.
You wild and crazy guy.
At home, -3 against
The Rams. Yep, I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are another team that no matter which way I bet them, I seem to lose on them.
Their little quarterback's doing all right.
He's doing okay.
Yeah.
They've had a good start to their season.
And Bortles is, God, I don't know whether he drinks or what, but boy, I mean, he's hot, cold,
Hot and cold. Yeah, I'm hoping at home he's going to be hot.
And I'm going to tell you something else. If they don't dump him this year, it's got to be because the coach is his father-in-law or something. I don't know.
Deep swamp, Florida connection.
Yeah. Tampa Bay, 2.5 over Arizona in Arizona.
Oh, boy. I'm going to take Arizona at home. At home, getting 2.5.
Yep.
Tampa Bay.
If Tampa Bay feels nothing but 22 injured players, I'm still taking them over Arizona.
Yeah, well, I think Arizona needs to. They're desperate.
Yeah.
They need to win.
Well,
They're
let's-
at home. They need to win it. They
Boy.
need to win this game, and they need to win it badly.
Yeah, but you know what? That's assuming they're going to wake up.
Yeah. Well, I think
Yowzers.
Carson Palmer's done.
Yeah, he's toast. Absolutely.
So
Now,
glad they extended him.
Kansas City
Yeah.
at home,
Huh.
4.5 over Pittsburgh. And Ben, I can't believe I threw 5 interceptions last week. Roethlisberger.
Yeah. Did Kansas City play Monday night?
They did.
And this game's in Kansas City?
This game is in Kansas City. It's a home game.
Yeah, I'm going to take Kansas City at
Yeah,
home.
you and me both.
What's the spread again?
4.5.
-4.5. That's a tough half over Pitt. Yeah.
See, if Ben really improves and only throws 4 interceptions, we're still going to win. All right. At home in Oakland
Okay.
against the LA Chargers, no line. So we'll just have to call it even.
Yeah. So the reason there's no line is because they don't know about Carr.
Yep, that's exactly right.
But
And
I'll still take,
that's a game changer.
yes, and I'll still take Oakland at home at even money.
You know,
Over who?
LA Chargers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think that Phillip Rivers is playing out the string now. He was under 500 as far as completions last week.
Was he really?
Yeah, 19 out of 41 or something
Wow.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
might
I'm
be
going.
somewhere
I'm
else
going
next
with
year.
Oakland too. If they have to play EJ Manuel,
Yeah.
I think they'll win.
Yeah.
Now, here's one. This is a miserable one to pick. At home in Denver, they're 12-point favorites over the New York Giants, who are languishing with an 0-5
Giants are
record.
0-5 and they've got no receivers.
Yeah,
Everybody
but
got
if they
hurt.
play some defense,
Yeah.
12 points. I mean,
Right. That's a lot of points in the NFL.
I'd just as soon skip this line.
Yeah, me too. But I'm going to take Denver and lay the points because I just think the Giants are such a mess.
Yep. I got to do the same thing because the Giants, they're snake bit.
Was it 12.5?
12.
12.
Which is interesting. We have a 3, we have a 10, we have a 5, we have a 3, we have a 12.
Yeah.
So we had a couple of pushes last week, or at least one push.
Yeah, like the Patriots.
Yeah.
5 points.
Yeah. So we may have a couple more pushes here. Okay. Home in Tennessee against Indianapolis and Jacoby Brissett. No line. That's off.
Because Mariota's hurt.
That's right.
He didn't play last week.
Yep.
I think he's going to play, though, because there was some talk he might maybe be able to play last week, and he didn't play. So I'm assuming that he is actually going to play. Mm-hmm. So I am there. So we playing it even?
Well, playing it even, yeah. But, even if it were even, Tennessee's still, 3 points, the home field.
Yeah.
But it's even for us playing it, yeah.
I'm taking Tennessee then, at home. Tennessee at home.
I'm taking Indianapolis and Jacoby,
Wow.
who has played fairly mistake-free football.
Well, except for the big mistakes.
Well, except for the critical ones.
Yeah, they made some really big mistakes. But I agree with you. I've enjoyed watching him. He can play a little
He
bit.
can play a little bit. He's got a strong arm, and he can run. And he's wisely not doing that much of it. But
So what's going to happen when Andrew Luck comes back and stinks?
well, I think Andrew Luck is going to have a couple more weeks of sitting on the bench because Jacoby's not doing bad.
No.
No.
And they're not going anywhere anyway.
That's right. It's might as well play for one of those high draft choices.
Yeah.
Sunday. Here's another stinker for you. The Patriots on the road down in the Meadowlands are 9.5-point favorites over the Jets.
I'm taking New England.
Yep. Me too.
Minus 9.5 on the Jets.
Yep.
Now,
Now,
big number for a home team to get 9.5 in that league. But I'm glad it's not 10.
I know. I'll take all the mystery out of this by telling you I'm taking Kansas City as my best bet.
Is that the end of the picks?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've done well with Kansas City. I also have Kansas City here. The other one that intrigued me was Baltimore at home against Chicago.
Yeah.
6.5. It's a lot of points.
And the other one that I had a tough time with was Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think Green Bay is going to beat Minnesota.
I do too.
And that 3.5 is not insurmountable.
In fact, that's going to be my pick, Green Bay.
I think you and I both have picked wisely.
You've got Kansas City.
Yep.
Okay.
Very good.
Well, we'll see what happens this week. I need a winning week.
That's right. You need
a winning week.
You need to
Period.
snap out of this.
I need to snap out of it.
All right.
Okay.
Now,
On we go.
just for fun,
Yes.
tonight Cubs Washington.
Yes.
The Cubs are minus 112, which means you got to bet 112 to get 100. Washington's minus 108. You got to bet 108 to get 100.
Wow. They're both favored, huh?
Yeah. This is.
That's why they make money out there.
That's exactly right.
Right.
I don't know, but I like Washington myself.
I do too. I don't recall the pitching matchup as we sit here. But,
I don't either. I don't either, and I was looking at it. Now, so that puts us into an interesting position. The New York Yankees bet 100, you can make 155.
Against Houston?
Houston is minus 180. You got to bet 180 to get 100.
Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that bet with a 10-foot pole, and that's not enough money to make me bet the Yankees. But just for fun, I'll take the Yankees. No, I won't either. I'm insane. God almighty. I think Houston's the best team in the major leagues.
I think Houston might win the whole thing, personally.
I'm going to take Houston.
I'm gonna take
How about
Houston.
you?
I got Houston.
Cubs and Wash.
Tonight, I like Washington.
Yeah, me too. Bill Gary. Now, Chicago or Washington against the Dodgers?
Yeah, I think I got to go with the Dodgers.
Yeah. If Washington gets in, I like them.
Yeah.
Chicago, no. If Chicago gets in, then I'll be.
I would flip on that too. Yeah, I could see liking Washington, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Now, let's jump right into the controversies of the day, shall we?
We shall. Where would you like to begin?
Well, the Red Sox have been eliminated. You want the reasons? Or shall we start with Farrell fired? Those are the two co-feature stories.
Yeah. Well, Farrell,
they intertwined.
They're connected, obviously. Yeah, Farrell being fired is the most recent story. So I'm okay with Farrell being fired, I believe. I would like to know who the next manager is, though. And I'm not jumping for joy with some of the names I've heard.
Well, yeah. Bob Ryan was interviewed. Now, Bob Ryan is an elder statesman.
Yeah, he's been around a long time.
Yeah. And he kind of, I guess, has some gravitas in the dressing room.
Okay.
I guess he's not hated, let's put it that way. And he said that he thinks that Gary Diaz-Sassino would make a good manager. The Red Sox like Gary Diaz-Sassino.
Yeah.
They went right and got him.
Yep.
After he jumped ship and went out to L.A.
Yeah. I mean, he's clearly on the track to be a major league
That's
manager.
right. However, in his press conference, Dombrowski talked a lot and said absolutely nothing.
Right. He did say he doubted it would be an internal hire.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
He's looking for a guy with experience.
Right.
Now, he hired Brad Osmus.
He did. In Detroit, yes.
Brad Osmus just got let go. Brad Osmus, as a character guy, is a real good man. He's very religious. He's very well respected. He's got a high baseball IQ. Mm-hmm. But you know, as a manager, there are times when that can act as a hindrance.
Yeah.
That you've got to be tough, and you've got to be ruthless at times. So I'm not sure he'd be the best bet.
Yeah, and I've kind of watched him in his career. I've never been overly inspired by his managing.
Yeah.
I mean,
but we don't get to see him every day.
The real managing's behind the scenes, of course.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Jim Leland? I mean, he's...
he said he wouldn't come back. Maz already talked to him.
Oh, okay.
He said he's done. He's got to be
late
70s.
74 or 5?
I almost thought he might be a little
I would
older.
think so. He quit when he was 71 or 72.
And he's been gone a few
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. And
I think Leland's out. I'd love Leland, but I think he's out.
I am. He still smokes too, I think.
No doubt.
But hell, I'm 76.
Yeah.
And I know damn right well I couldn't keep up with the rigors of running a ball team, the travel, being on the road all the time.
It's a high-pressure job, too. It's very much a high-pressure
job.
job.
Then handling the press. They're like vultures picking at you, you know. I don't know. I haven't heard a name that I get very excited about yet. Would they hire somebody from another team? I think they would.
I think they would if the match was there and the person wanted to come here. I think they definitely would.
Yeah.
Even so, I mean,
what do we got for names?
Who is that?
This is certainly a high-profile city. I mean, boy, if you want to make your bones, I mean, this is the place to do it. They manage here for 4 years and get a job for life on television as a talking head.
What do you think Farrell will be managing next year? He'll be in there.
Well, he's getting paid by the Red Sox.
Right.
So he may be on ESPN. He may take a year off.
I'm saying Detroit. That's my...
It's an opening.
They're open. Osmus is gone. We could essentially swap managers with them.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to take Osmus, though.
Yeah, me either.
By the way, before I forget it, I got to write something down.
But Farrell's got the track record. He'll get a job.
I can't let you see this. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
The Red Sox TV ratings on NESN and the Yankees TV rating on Yes, what were they?
I know the Sox were down a little bit, I believe.
Good bit, yeah, 15%.
That's a very good bit. I haven't read anything about the
Can't
Yes
very well
Network.
jawbone your advertisers about going up on the rates next year when you took a 15%
Yeah,
dive.
that's a problem.
Yankees, up 54%
This year
That-
versus last year.
this year.
Okay. They were terrible last year.
They were awful.
And they brought forward a lot of players. Judge was, I think, close to
Absolutely.
must-watch TV down there.
Absolutely.
And they were good. They were an entertaining team to watch, even though they play just ridiculously long games.
Guess what? They're still good. They're still playing.
Yeah, they're still playing. And, I mean, I don't know if you saw CeCe last night. They eventually
No.
got to him with a bunch of singles. He scratched a couple of runs and he was gone.
I hope
but
they didn't bunt on him.
he was painting. Yeah, no, he was absolutely. He's one of those guys. He's like Pomeranians. You know, you look at him pitching, and you're like, why aren't they teeing off on this guy?
Yeah.
Right. But
So let's get back again to the reasons for
Yeah.
the firing.
for the firing, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I don't like Steve Buckley. He's gone downhill a lot in my estimation. When he was the beat writer,
Yeah.
I think he did a much better job.
He's more tied
But
in,
now
yeah.
they're allowing him to have
Follow him.
free-form Friday every day
Yeah.
he wants to do it. He talks about WWE wrestling, and he talks about basketball and
Yeah.
football, and, as though he knows what the hell he's talking about, you know. But he's a baseball guy.
Yeah.
He's
at
gotten
his
away
core.
from
Yeah.
it. But he has a couple of good quotes in here. It was also the season of the David Ortiz hangover. The Sox missed his bats, sure, but they also missed his clubhouse presence.
Big time.
The result? It became the sullen, insecure, finger-pointing David Price clubhouse. Not only was Farrell unable to do something about it, but he appeared also to endorse it with his line about how accountability is a two-way street. This after Price's sorry Yankee Stadium temper tantrum in June.
Yeah. Interesting.
One of the things that I've always complained about Buckley is he's never told it like it is. Well, he told that one like
Yeah, he did.
Now, is that how it is? I don't know. That's his opinion.
Yeah.
And he's not afraid to state it. This is interesting, too. Dave Dombrowski, didn't replace Big Poppy's bat. It's not his fault Price got hurt, that Dustin Pedroia seemed to age 10 years, that knuckleballer Stephen Wright missed most of the season, that Eduardo Nunez injured his knee. Okay, then you want to limit this discussion to strategy? We shouldn't, because manager is so much more than since you asked. Why was lefty Chris Sale, despite his heroic relief pitching yesterday, allowed to return to the mound in the eighth inning?
Yeah,
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, me too.
Kimbrel can go too.
Or even Reed. You know, you
Yeah.
went and got Reed for that exact moment.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't use him. I think there's a bunch of things. I think he lost the clubhouse. I think he didn't. The Eckersley thing blew up in his face. It seemed like he was just. They were doing whatever the heck they wanted. You know, it was almost a little reminiscent of Chicken and Beer, that they're up there doing whatever the heck they want, and the managers lost control of them. They're not listening to the manager. They're rolling their eyes at him. The other factor, I think, is baseball. You know, this team had all these young stud players that we thought were developing took a step back this year. None of them had a good year. Bogaerts was terrible. I mean, Bogaerts has turned into a slap hitter. So I might include Chili Davis in this indictment as well, because, 2 or 3 years ago, Bogaerts looked like he was going to be a superstar. He was a line drive hitter, and now he's a slap hitter. He's a little Punch and Judy slap hitter, right? Betts.
You're right.
Betts, we were expecting. He had a good year. He had a good year. He was their best player. He didn't. It was below what he did last year.
Do you know
Bradley in the second half of the year?
Yeah.
Was useless offensively.
And he's
great defensive player.
Bradley's body language stinks. He's got this sullen look on his face, like he's absolutely ripping at the whole world. And Mookie Betts, I looked back on the numbers I had this spring.
Yeah.
The over-under on the home runs was 22.5.
Is that right?
Got 23.
Wow. I would have thought it would have been higher. He hit 32 last year.
You and I both jumped on that. We both said, hey, that's a piece of cake.
Over. Yeah. So anyway, I just don't know that, those players performed. I thought the team had a subpar year. They managed to win 93 games.
I don't know how they did that. The pitching.
So the knee-jerk reaction is to say, well, that's on the players. And it is on the players, ultimately.
You're right.
But that's what a baseball manager does. He pulls it out of them. He gives them the environment and the structure and the rules, and they go out, just show up and play every day, and he keeps control of the clubhouse and the day. You cut the David Price thing off at the knees instantaneously. And if you had done that quietly with David Price,
that's right,
and he was a good manager,
he'd still be there.
He could have done that. He could have done that. And that wouldn't have been in the press nonstop for a month.
This David Price thing is what killed him.
Yeah.
Because what's interesting is John Henry said when the Red Sox clinched the playoff spot or clinched first place, he said, Dave Dombrowski has done a wonderful job putting this team together. I'm very proud of him.
Yeah.
Not
but
one
they didn't perform.
word about the manager.
Right.
But
Hanley, Hanley Ramirez.
Oh, should be
paying the guy $22 million. He drives in 60 runs.
And then he even admits it.
Yeah.
He said, I play with enthusiasm when I get pissed off.
Yeah. And then he gets to the playoffs when he's paying attention, and all of a sudden he's hitting. He's the only guy hitting in the playoffs.
Why don't we get him mad before every game? Why can't he gin himself up?
So,
but what I think is very interesting is two things. They're related. Dombrowski said 2 weeks ago, John Farrell did a great job managing this team. And whammo, pulls the rug out from under him. Now, he said there's multiple reasons that he's not going to go into as to why he fired him.
Right.
Now, I was listening. Oh, I'll finish this and I'll tell you what I heard on the radio. This is the end of Buck's story here. But mark my words, if they don't find a way to rein in David Price, the Sox are going to suffer a major disconnect with their fan base in the years to come. This is the challenge facing the next occupant of the corner office in the Fenway Park clubhouse.
Yeah. Price, Hanley, you can move them all if you're willing to pay enough to do it.
Yep.
Right? There are teams out there that, if you're talking about they got to pick up the rest of Price's contract, but they picking up, $14 million a year, you can move them. Somebody will take them.
That's right. That's right.
They're not going to pay him 31, but if you're going to eat 17 a year for the rest of his contract, and they got to pay him 14, and they look at David Price and they say, with us, he's going to be a number 2 starter. $14 million. Okay, we'll take him.
Yeah. Now we may have to send him a prospect along with that.
You might have
okay?
to get them
and
to
if that's the
take
case, good riddance.
Yeah.
Take Handley too.
Right.
But you know what? Handley might have done just enough this year where someone might be interested in him.
Yeah, I think he's going to be back here.
Yeah,
and I
that's
actually
what
think
I'm
he could
afraid
have a
of,
halfway decent year because guess what? It's a contract year.
Contract year.
Yeah.
Now,
And don't you dare extend him if he comes out and has a great spring.
that's it. Now, there was a story on talk radio. And one of the things that came out was one of the guys that traveled with the team, one of the reporters, said, you knew there was a problem because Dombrowski traveled with the team a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And they had arguments after the game, him and Russell, and you could hear them through the whole clubhouse, and they were unpleasant arguments.
You said Russell, you mean Farrell?
Farrell.
Dombrowski and Farrell? Yeah.
Yeah. So this isn't something that maybe this isn't something that, boom, a quick explosion. This is, I think this, if that report is true, this is a tea kettle that's been sitting on the fire for quite a while.
Well, you can certainly question some of his game moves, right? I mean, but you can say the same thing about any manager, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Right?
I think the price thing threw the whole thing over the brink.
Yeah. I think John Farrell overall did a good job here. A 5-year shelf life for a Sox manager, that's pretty long, really. I mean, not too many guys come here and coach here like Belichick for 20 years. I mean, that doesn't happen.
Or Red Auerbach.
It doesn't happen here. It doesn't happen with the Yankees. Doesn't happen with the Dodgers.
You know what? I'll tell you what. How about dreaming here with our eyes wide open? Do you suppose Girardi is in the last year of his contract out of New York?
The Yankees now have come back. If they had lost that wild card game, the first game when they were behind and came back and won, there was talk that Girardi was going to go. But it was kind of the same thing. There's a school in the Yankees front office that just thinks it's shelf life. Girardi's been there a long time. It's time for a change. I mean, nobody thought that more than George Steinbrenner, for crying out loud.
Oh, yeah. But then he can take Billy Martin back again.
Well, nobody ever actually went anywhere. They never left the organization. They just...
Stick Michael, he changed him around all the time. Oh, yeah, now you're a head of scouting.
Yeah.
Now you're the assistant general manager, And, oh, God.
So I don't think it's impossible to think that Girardi wants to go.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
Would he come here? I don't know. He might.
How about this? How about us going on bended knee and see if Mike Scioscia will come here? He's tough enough to handle Boston.
He is.
Nobody ever accused him of being a shrinking violet.
No. I'm not sure about him. I just don't think... he's had some good teams over the years.
Yeah, but he's also been dealt some cards off the bottom of the deck, too.
I don't know. He'd be on the list to think about. I'd put him on the list to think about.
How about the coaching staff? Dombrowski had a beautiful line. Well, we'd be receptive to taking them all back, but we're going to leave that up to the next manager.
Yeah,
he can clean house.
I think that's the manager. If you're getting the right type of manager in here, it's his call. And any manager that I think is of the level that we need, they're gonna demand it, and they should get the right to do that.
I don't know about this Butter at third base, Butterfield.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty much a clean sweep with new manager.
I hope so. I mean, he's a hard worker, and what he does with the infielders, working them out before games and stuff like that, stressing fundamentals with young players like Bogarts, like Divas.
Yeah.
You've got to do that. And this guy, whatever they're paying him, they should be paying him double. But Then he takes all of the good things that he does and flushes them down the tubes when he stands there waving everybody
windmill,
in.
yeah.
And, out by 15 feet, you know. And,
Yeah, I think most of the staff will go.
Yeah.
You know, coaching's a funny thing. You know, for 2 years, Chili Davis was just,
He was God.
he was God.
Yeah.
But I look at Chili Davis and say, this year, what the heck happened? What the heck happened to Bogarts?
He didn't do anything with Big Papi. He just sat there and watched him hit.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've been the batting coach over the time that Bogarts has gone from an aggressive line drive hitter to a little slap punch and Judy hitter.
And his fielding has fallen off too,
Yeah.
Gary. He almost looks lackadaisical. You know, he did it again
Yeah,
right towards
I
the
agree.
end of the season. Ground ball to shortstop. Well, he looks at the ball. Oh, yeah, this is a real one, and then throws it to first. Hey,
So I don't know, given his down year, what kind of a market there is for Bogarts, but I would certainly have him on the table as part of a
if
trade
someone
package.
wanted to talk
Because you're not
about
going to
him,
sign him long term. He's a
Nope.
he's a Scott Boras guy.
that's right, as is JBJ. So you're going to be thinking a couple of steps ahead.
So
here.
he's still got at least a couple of years left. So he's
Yeah. Do
know,
we keep him another year and see if he
bounces
wakes
back.
up?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe he's in love.
Depends what's out there though. If some other team's looking at him and just thinks, you know, he had a bad year. If you're somehow really able to talk about a package for Stanton or somebody, if the Marlins are actually interested in
The
moving him,
Marlins were.
yeah,
They had him on waivers.
So-
They wanted to see how many people were interested.
you know, could we put a package together? You'd have to include a really, you know, they're going to ask for bets. I wouldn't want to give them bets.
No, we're not going to give them bets. Although the talking heads on the sports show said, well, if they want bets, they can have them.
Well, the thing is, Stan's an outfielder, right?
Yeah.
So you have if you acquire him, you have an extra outfielder.
Going to have to play left field, though.
So, you know, could you get him to take a package that included JBJ and Bogarts, and the one good asset you still have is last year's #1 pick, the left-handed pitcher there. I forget his name.
Groom.
Groom. You know,
Yeah.
a Groom.
And so then if I were Miami, I'd say, gee, Gary, you're a great guy. You want to give me a problem, you want to give me a streak hitter, and you want to give me a kid that pitched an A-ball last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that for my big stud.
Well, we can talk about a few of the things, but why don't you go out and talk to other teams and see what you can get,
Yeah.
and come back and talk to us.
Problem is, I don't think we're going to have enough to offer up.
I don't
for
think
him.
we are either. But you know, Stanton carries a big risk. The guy's had a ton of injury problems.
A ton of them.
A ton of them, even this year. I mean, the guy gets hurt every year,
Yeah,
and he
it's-
has missed major portions of
So like
seasons.
one of the rites of spring.
So if you think that's going to magically change as he gets older and comes to Boston, it's not likely. You know, you might be lucky if you're averaging 100. You get him for 5 years and you average 100 games a year. You'd probably be lucky.
Gary, I listed my concerns on the Red Sox
Okay.
in no particular order. First base, Moreland again.
No, I think he's got to go and we got
But
to
you
replace
know
him.
what? Let's not make him the donkey. Now, he's
He's
not
not
my
the
favorite
donkey.
player.
He's not the donkey.
He's not my favorite player. He
Right.
played hurt, but he's still got 20 home runs and 80 RBIs, I think.
No, I think it's likely they're going to let him go and make a run at Hosmer.
Oh, I hope so.
And
Now, that's a good ball player.
he's a good ball player.
And you know what?
There's going to be a lot of interest in him, though.
That's what they've got to do, is they're going to go into the free agent
Yeah,
pool.
Hosmer would be a good choice. He's only 28. He's known for being a clubhouse leader.
Yep.
He's a good hitter.
He's
He's got power. He's not a 35 home run guy, but he's a 25 home run
He's
guy.
a big friend of...
He's also a Gold Glove first baseman.
Yes. But big friend of Mookie Betts, I think.
Oh, really? That would help
Yeah,
too.
going back to when they were kids. Or maybe it's not Mookie Betts.
So, and I
One
think
Hudson
Hosmer
Reds.
would bring some clubhouse presence, and they need that.
They need it, is right. But second base, Pedroia is falling apart.
Yeah, it's unfortunate you're stuck with him. He signed for 4 more years.
Yeah.
He signed for 4 more years.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any market. It doesn't matter because
It doesn't matter. I wouldn't trade him anyway because I love him.
He's a 10-5 guy. So he's coming back. I mean, he's $14 million a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hope they can do something for his knee, the surgeons.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see what
let him
happens.
get the surgery. They're talking about a long recovery, so fine. He doesn't come back till June. Okay, now you know. You got to go out and get whether it's Nunez or somebody
Marco
else.
Hernandez or somebody to play short. Yeah.
Because you can't move him anyway.
Bogaerts is regressing.
Yeah.
Lapses in concentration. Rafael Devers. Defense is a big question mark.
He needs to work on
Will he be
it.
better at first base or left field?
I think he'd be better at first base, maybe.
Yeah. Because I think third base, well, he was a second baseman.
Yeah, I think he's going to grow over there. I think he's going to be adequate. You know?
I think he's also going to grow
Yeah.
husky at 2, and maybe first base will be a better deal.
Right, but now that plays to whether or not you're signing Hosmer. If you're going to sign Hosmer for a 5-year contract,
He's
then
going to do something else.
he's
Maybe
gotta-
third base is it.
maybe even eventually DH.
All left field. Because left field is all set. Benintendi, he's great.
Yeah.
Center field, JBJ, great D, hot and cold hitter, regressing. Trade him and put either Mookie or Benny in center field, and then you can put Devers in left field.
Yeah, I just don't know what his value is right now.
I don't either.
You know.
We may be selling him for 50 cents on the dollar.
But I do love his defense, and if he's if he's your number 9 hitter and you can kind of fix spots 3 through 7, you're going to be fine. Carrying him as your number 9.
Yeah, because he'll hit 20 or 22 home runs.
20, yeah, but he'll hit 260 and bring that defense. And
244 or 243 into the
yeah. So a number 9 hitter, okay.
Yeah.
Who's a Gold Glove center fielder?
But he should be doing that so much better.
I know, and he'll probably have years where he had. If you keep him long term, he'll have a couple of really good years. But what he's going to do consistently for you is play defense.
If we get these guys, Gary, with this potential, Bogaerts, JBJ, what the hell is Chili Davis doing with them?
I don't know. It's a good question. He was the anointed one, but now, that's what I say about when I look at this team last year. Very disappointing offensively. It's almost amazing they won 93 games in the American League East because their offense was pathetic. Yeah. Last in the majors, I think, in home runs. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
what they hit as a team, wasn't it like 235 or something? I mean, it's just...
No, it wasn't that low, but it wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
No. And the same thing with the pitching coach.
And then look at their competition, at who they got to beat in the next 5 years. Houston. Oh, I mean, up and down the lineup, they're all young. They're all young. The Yankees bringing in all these young players. Yeah. So
Washington.
You need to improve.
These teams, LA is going to spend every penny they can find.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these teams are working at getting much better. They have closed the gap.
So I would think about Bogaerts. I mean, I can see other general managers thinking, Bogaerts had a bad year, but he could just as easily come to my team and hit 300 next year.
That's right.
And with 15 to 20 homers, be
And
happy, get out of Boston.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
He may not be a Boston kind of guy. Maybe he'd be better off in Kansas City or.
Well, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Catching, I just don't like the catching. Right field, Mookie is all okay.
Yeah, he's all.
Do we dare sign Nunez before surgery?
I don't know. It depends what the doctors tell you. I mean.
Yeah, if it's a simple cleanup, but him collapsing like that 2 times in a row doesn't make me feel really confident.
No, I would definitely. I think with him, I'd pull a Bill Belichick and say, go to the market, and then just
then come on
call
back.
us before you sign.
Making 4 this year.
Huh?
He's making 4.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's going to be looking for 10.
Yeah, I don't think I do 10 with him.
If I thought his knees were perfect, I'd do 10 with him.
I'd rather sign Addison Reed with that money.
I think we can do both.
Yeah.
The luxury tax is not a problem anymore.
Yeah.
It's the story nobody wants to talk about, but it's not.
So, I'd like to pursue Hosmer. It would be my top priority.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And they have another free agent out there. Moustakas?
Moustakas, the third baseman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't touch him.
No, you don't like
he's
him.
going north of 10. I think he had a good year. I don't think looking forward 5 years you're gonna see. I doubt if he'll be able to recreate the year
I
he
heard
just had.
this same song about Cruz,
Well, I know, I know, but but Moustakas is going to be 15 to 20 million, and I just don't think I'd go there.
We're going to rebuild the bench and boot Young, Holt, Ramirez the hell out of town, all three of them. We got to dump Price. We talked about that. And here's a news bulletin. Folks, here it is.
Here it is.
The Hall of Fame bullpen is not a Hall of Fame bullpen.
No, it's not. It's not.
We found some holes in it.
Yeah, and it was obvious that John Farrell didn't think it was a Hall of Fame bullpen. He wouldn't even use them.
That's right. So that's going to require something more than just a fresh coat of paint. That's going to require some work.
Yes. Although, really, if you re-sign Reed.
Now, that's a big question mark,
Well,
he hasn't really indicated that he's loving it here in Boston.
Yeah,
so who knows? But he's one of those guys, I guess he doesn't have much to say.
Right. What they really need to get is a good lefty or two.
Oh, that's exactly what Dombrowski said.
Yeah, they need to get left-handed pitching in the bullpen.
To increase offense, Dave Dombrowski says he will look at upgrading first base and DH.
Yeah.
If I was Moreland, I'd be hurt by that. I would.
No, I understand.
I think he put it all on the field. He didn't leave any out there.
He was better than I thought he was going to be.
You bet. And they got him as a platoon guy.
Yeah.
And he played full time. He played hurt. And I think if there's two guys mentioned by him in the press, in that press conference. And I don't think he deserves to be put in that.
No.
And the other is...
But I'm not giving him 3 years either.
No. Yeah, 2 years. 2 years, $7 million a year. He's got 5.5, I think, this year, didn't he?
It was 5. Yeah, I thought it was 5, but
something like
again, I want to put that money towards Hosmer.
Oh, well, listen, I think we're going to have plenty of money.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a stumbling block. And and Ramirez is brain dead, so he won't even know what Dombo said.
Yeah.
But that, and there's a bunch of other problems too. All right, let's sail right in. By the way, I made a note here. Farrell comes across as a politician explaining away questions about things he does not want to talk about.
Yep.
He could be a spokesman for one of those.
He can talk he can spend 3 minutes answering a question and not say a thing.
That's exactly right. That's a gift, It
is a gift.
All right. I need the State of the Union address on the Patriots.
Okay, well, I think they're okay, I'd like to see them add a little more depth, which is still possible for a few more weeks.
I think that, the trade deadline or the waiver deadline, whatever the hell it is.
If you could tell me for sure this team was going to stay healthy the rest of the way, I'd say okay, but that never happened. So, defensively, first of all, I think the secondary is going to be fine. They're going to fix it. They have talent. They're going to fix it. So I'm not overly worried about the secondary. The defensive line, I think, is okay. They're showing improvement. Guys look better the last couple games. Flowers looks good. This other kid, Kendrick, or the third, looks good. He was like a 4th-round pick.
Yeah.
I'm worried they're a little deep there, not understanding what's the story with Alan Branch, that he's not playing and he's not even traveling with the team now. Is he about to be released? And if you release Alan Branch, you're even weaker. So who are you bringing in? You got to bring somebody in. The one that really concerns me actually is the linebackers. I think the linebackers are just not good enough.
Well,
now, can they overcome it? Yeah, they probably can.
You know, Van Noy has got physical ability.
Yeah.
But he's the weak link in that linebacker core because he's been wearing the headset.
Yeah.
And cannot transmit the information to the team and get no, you're supposed to be over there, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so he has really hurt the team
with that,
in that way, struggling with that. Yeah, that's a much better way.
Yeah, and some of what,
and David Harris, the kid they picked, guy they picked up from the Jets.
7 snaps.
7 snaps. So what does that tell you? Well, Belichick had a lot of flowery things to say, but you know what it tells me? He still can't grasp the playbook.
Right. Yeah, I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, and Belichick is saying, "Come on, I'm protecting you now, buddy.
And it
Let's
makes you wonder how that could be. I mean, David Harris, I've followed him. I wanted the Patriots to draft him. He was great at Michigan as a college player. He was a terrific player.
And he's been a good player for the Jets.
He's been a great player for the Jets for a long time.
But you know something? This is complex by a factor of 5.
Yeah, and that's what they say, and I'm sure it's true. But I also look at it and say, but you're a middle linebacker. I mean, how hard can it be?
But you know, one of the things, too, that they were talking about as far as the receivers were concerned is the receivers there was a story came out about Amendola, and he's the most trusted player now among the receivers.
Seems that way.
But that the others, the new ones, just can't pick up the non-verbal signals from Brady.
Yeah.
You know, he just looks at them and they're saying, "What do you look at me for?"
Yeah.
But where
Edelman had that.
Edelman knew what he was looking at. Gronk knows what he's looking at him for.
Yeah, and I know, I agree with what you're saying, but I think Brandon Cooks is going to get there. It looks like he's improving week to week, and he is really a talented player.
Dorsett still looks lost. But Cooks had the whole training camp. Dorsett got picked up the week before.
So hopefully, as time goes on, Dorsett was on the field for a few plays.
Yeah.
But I think they're okay. I mean, as long as Amendola stays healthy, I think they're okay.
Yeah, stays in one piece.
Because the guy who I think has developed, and he's a perfect example of taking a little time to get there with Brady, is Hogan. And I think Hogan's there now with Brady.
He is.
But he wasn't there with Brady the first year.
That's right.
But
he's a big, fast,
surprisingly
intelligent
fast
guy.
Yeah.
Because you got to be intelligent to play with Brady. If you're not, you're dead.
So Hogan is, I think he's stepped up his play this year, even over last year.
You know what? I'm going to send Belichick a telegram.
Huh.
I don't know if we still do telegrams or not in this Twitter age, but
well, Bill probably does.
Matt Patricia needs a haircut, a shave, a hat on the right way, and he needs to dress like an adult and not like a slob.
Okay.
That's my input. I just see that and I go nuts every time I see it.
Yeah.
The Yankees got the right idea. Clean shaven and look and act like gentlemen.
Right.
J.J. Watt.
Yeah, what a shame.
What a shame.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, I hate to see him coming because he's a killer. He's a game changer.
He's a great player.
But he is just a great player. He's a great person, too.
Yeah, he is a great person.
And the Buffalo Bills lost their tight end, Clay.
Yeah.
I saw that.
A lot of injuries.
Odell Beckham, he's out. He's gone. And
Giants wide receivers are decimated.
And Whitney Merciless.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, he was probably Houston's second best defensive player.
Yeah.
Both lost in the same game.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really quickly, Tommy Pham is quite a story for St. Louis. 11 years in the minor leagues.
Wow.
He got sent down this year, and they brought him back up May 5th. They had some injuries.
Yeah.
He batted .306, 23 home runs, 73 RBIs. He never did anything like that in the minors.
Yeah.
But he got his chance. What a story.
You think he'll do it again next year?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm betting on him.
Yeah.
He got his
Be rooting
chance.
for him.
Travis Shaw
Yeah.
batted
Great.
.273, 31 home runs, 101 RBIs.
Wow.
We
Just
could
what we
use
needed.
that.
Just what we needed.
And Manny Machado's slide was deliberate. I don't care. I'll go to my grave saying that.
Yeah.
And that wrecked a nice player's career.
Yeah.
And now,
Do you want Machado if he's available?
yeah, we'll take him.
Yeah.
Your prediction for the Bruins: 82 games. How many points?
Oh, man. I don't know. I think that they are going to be coming down the stretch fighting for the, like the 8th seed, and I think they might come up short.
I think so too.
And
I don't think
I'm
they'll-
okay with that as long as you keep playing all these
Well,
kids.
They should keep playing the kids.
'Cause guess
think,
what? You're not winning the cup this year.
I don't
you know?
think you're going to get a point a game.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to get 82 points.
Yeah, probably
I
not.
think it's slugged again last night.
Yeah. But play the kids, see what you got.
I've seen 2 games.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch Toronto games on NHL
Yeah.
Network.
Yeah, they're good. They're exciting.
Boy, they're exciting.
Yeah.
And Buffalo has improved. Any team's got Jack Eichel is going to be better.
Yeah.
I don't think Montreal's playing well, though.
No.
Not ready for
not
Claude's system quite yet.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
But you know what, Gary? We really didn't get to a whole hell of a lot here.
Okay. Well, there's
Well,
always
we're
next
going to
time, I
have to
guess.
do it. And I just want to say this one more thing before you. Y.A. Tittle died.
Yeah, I
90
saw that.
years old. Yeah, we'll talk about him next time. How stupid is Cam Newton?
Pretty stupid.
Laughing that it's funny. A girl asks me a question about routes.
Yeah.
In his position, he was extremely dumb to have answered the question the way he did.
Yeah.
But how dumb are we in this country to be so afraid of being accused of not being PC?
Right.
That's probably the first time a female has asked him about routes, and being a dullard, he mishandled things. And for that, he's hung out to dry.
Yeah. That's all it takes. That's
Man,
all
there's
it
nothing
takes.
but losers in that story.
Yeah.
Mike Gillisley, will you go pony up $25 for his autograph?
Mike Gillisley? I don't know. Where's he doing that?
North Attleboro, I think.
Yeah. I don't think so.
No, you're going to pass on it?
I think I'm
By
gonna
the
pass on
way,
that
of the newcomers on the team,
Yeah.
I like him.
I like him too.
He has got a burst. Well,
Yep.
folks, we've got a lot more to talk about, but the whistle has blown. The
Indeed.
game is over.
It is for now.
Yep. But here's a promise. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, and we'll get to the stuff we didn't get to,
Okay.
hopefully.
We'll talk about my 2 consecutive great weeks at picking football.
That's it. Gary is going to go on a hot streak.
I'm going to turn it around.
By the way, Ron Borges for the Herald
Yeah.
has got a worse record than I have, and he doesn't use points. It's just win or loss.
He doesn't use points?
No.
Oh.
What a bum, huh? Friends, have a great night, and hooray that fall is here.
Yes, indeed.
Like this kind of
Happy
weather.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Very good. Good night. That's it.